Let's say you are a student who has been working diligently hard all semester, completing all your assignments, taking diligent notes, and trying your best. But then it comes time to take the final exam, and you can't focus, your palms start to sweat, and all the information seems to seep out of your brain. So you fail the test. All your hard work goes down the drain, and your grade is ruined. All that's left to show for the work you've put in is a bad grade. Your self-esteem takes a huge hit, and your motivation takes a hit. Not to mention your grade 1 average, which is a measure of how successful you are in school. But I think that it can be unhelpful and not always completely accurate. I'm sure the majority, if not all of us, have experienced a time when we had a bad grade or a grade we were disappointed with or felt we didn't deserve. Today I'd like to talk to you about first, the damage grades can have to students' mental health and self-esteem. And secondly, how grades have become the goal of education and not an accurate evaluation of learning. And third, that there are healthier ways of evaluating students' learning. I'll begin by telling you about the damage the current grading system has on the mental health of students. Psychology Today suggests that there is a mental health crisis today facing college students. Evidence suggests that there are greater levels of stress than any time in the nation's history. The harsh grading of professors can contribute to anxiety and stress levels, and receiving a disappointing grade or having a bad academic semester can be a factor in their depressive episode. Many college students wear sleep deprivation as a badge of honor and a testament to how hard we work, but it can also be a detriment to mental health. Adolescents with disturbed sleep report more depression, anxiety, anger, inattention and conduct problems, drug and alcohol use, impaired academic performance, and suicidal thoughts and behaviors. They have also been reported to have more fatigue, less energy, and worse perceived health and symptoms such as headaches, stomach aches, and backaches. That's according to the National Institute of Health in a 2009 study. Additionally, some high school students don't even consider higher education as an option for themselves because of their grade performance in high school, and they believe school is not for them. So these students might be missing out on an opportunity for learning because of the stifling learning process that most public school students face in America, and it has lowered their self-esteem and their capacity for education. And not only does grading take a toll on the mental health of students, but it essentially taints the integrity of the learning process. Grades have become the focus and the end goal of education, with extra emphasis on memorization and regurgitating information and not comprehending and implementing that same information. Taking risks and making mistakes can provide greater opportunity for learning. The students would rather play it safe and go for the easy A than risk getting a lower grade, and this could lead to cheating or plagiarism. And secondly, grades are standard across the board, which I could see creates a level of fairness, but this also forces students to limit their thinking into there's only one right answer, and it doesn't allow room for much creativity. So once you receive the grade from a test or examination of some kind, this often signals the end of the learning process. And when you're only learning to pass the test, instead of for true understanding, the information often leaves your brain immediately after you finish the test, rendering all the memorization essentially pointless and a waste of time. Now that we've discussed some of the issues with the current grading system, I will talk about healthier alternative grading systems. So there are healthier ways of evaluating student performance that are based in growth instead of judgment of a final result. So the first way is teacher feedback and live commentary. Teachers would give their students criticisms on how to improve the work instead of giving them a grade based on just submitting one final result. So it's kind of like a continuous progress, so you submit the assignment, but then that you go back and you make it better a couple times. And the second way is self-assessment. With this method, students develop a sense of self-awareness and they create their own standards for how high they want to go. And the third way is to grade and then correct. And this is only a slight modification to the current grading system where students receive a grade initially, but it's only the start of the revision process. And from there, the grade's no longer needed. So the information on the alternative systems is from Concordia University, Portland, and Teach Law. In conclusion, the grading system as is causes unnecessary stress and can stand for modification. I told you about the mental health crisis that college students of today are facing, how good grades have become the focus of education and not an accurate evaluation of learning, and lastly, some of the different ways we can modify the grading scale. In addition to the information I presented, I would imagine most of us in this room have felt overwhelmed with the thought of grades and the stress that comes from receiving a bad one. I will leave you with these closing remarks from Einstein. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid.